Okay, level check, level check. It's 7:14. Within a minute, I'll be with you for the 7:15 First Alert streaming live weather show. Well, that's a lot of words for a title for just a weather forecast show. This is meteorologist Steve Horstmeyer, and again, it'll be less than a minute, and I'll be with you. Okay, the level check, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like it's working on Roku. Looks like it's working on our app, our website. Looks like it's working on Facebook and YouTube. So I think we're good to go, and hopefully anybody that's trying to watch from any of those, and while you're listening until we get there, okay, we are there. It's 7:15. Hi there, everybody. I'm meteorologist Steve Horstmeyer. This is our 7:15 streaming weather show, and the first thing we're going to look at is we're going to look at a time lapse from Newport on the Levee that you can see what the day looked like. Just some high thin clouds. It warms up. The cumulus developed. No real big cumulus. Not many showers around the tri-state, although there were a few. And overall, here is the latest image with temperature of 87 degrees at the International Airport, some high thin cloud cover, and nothing that looks threatening. Now we can go to radar and in a minute, and we'll take a look at where the showers are. Now we have not extended the first alert weather day, and the National Weather Service has not extended the heat advisory into the weekend. For this example, you can see heat index values upper 80s to lower and mid 90s, lower 90s actually, around the tri-state. That's because of thicker cloud cover, a better chance of rain. So let me give you an example of what could happen. You could be here in the Hillsborough area. I don't know why these are all messed up. All these aren't exactly where they should be, but I'll have to fix this map. Let's say you're in Wilmington, you've got a heat index of 95, and you get a shower, drops that heat index down, and then it slowly recovers, probably not again to 102. So chance of showers and additional cloud cover should keep that heat index down below 100 in most locations. Although earlier than 5 o'clock, there could be a few spots that hit 100 pretty quickly. All right, and there they are once again. And if you know your geography, you can see, I don't know why those locations are so messed up on many of those. So I'll fix them when I get done with this. Okay, for the Reds game this evening, now I know the Reds game started 7 minutes ago, but 87 degrees, looks like it's going to drop to about 79. A lot of humidity. There'll be a few storms in the area, but I don't think any storms are going to visit Great American Ballpark. And remember this, we've been talking about this for a couple weeks now, that hot air mass is moving off to the east. The jet stream flowing around it then ends up coming out of the north and west in our neck of the woods. That'll push a cold front to the south, bring some showers and thunderstorms in the middle of next week, and relief after that. Okay, and how much relief are we talking about? We'll take a look at this. Look at the dew point temperatures. Steamy 70s for Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Upper 60s on Thursday, and then down into the upper 50s, which is comfortable by the time we get to Friday. So we do have relief on the way. You just have to wait another week in the tri-state. Now, why don't I think there's going to be any rain on the baseball game? First of all, you want to look, and this really, just like the old Bob Dylan song went, you don't need a weatherman to know which way the wind blows. Well, if you've got this radar, you don't need me to tell you that it doesn't look like it's going to rain at Great American Ballpark. Notice all these showers and thunderstorms. They're moving more east-northeast. Nothing is heading southward and getting closer to the ballpark, which is right there on the eye. And they all just fall apart. And coming in from the west, there's nothing out here. So even if a shower or thunderstorm came roaring out of western Indiana, it's not going to get to Great American Ballpark by the end of the ball game or the end of the fireworks. So my latest update to the Reds was, hey, don't worry about that stuff. When I updated them, there was some shower activity right here in Butler County. That's pushed off to the east. It's dying out. You see nothing that looks like it's going to cause any rainfall around Great American Ballpark. And so that's why I said that. And I think most of us have a quiet, dry night. The greatest chance of additional shower activity is from northern parts of Decatur, Fayette, Union, Franklin, Butler, Warren, and Clinton counties, maybe the northern part of Highland, but there's just no heavy rainfall coming our way, no severe storms, nothing like that, just a few showers and thunderstorms that don't seem to last long. And one of the reasons they don't last long is, and it sounds really weird, that it's too hot upstairs, okay? So generally when you get big thunderstorms, you've got hot and humid weather down below. That hot and humid air rises, and once as it rises, it cools. But if it's really warm up here, that air is going to cool off and stay cooler than the air up here, so it can't go up. In other words, if the air is lighter than the environment up here, high in the cloud, the air can continue to rise. But if the air is heavier, it tends to sink once again. Okay, and so a warm air upstairs and warm air downstairs, not a good formula for showers and thunderstorms that last. So I'm thinking, for the most part, rain-free overnight around the tri-state. Here's a close-up look at those just fall. And watch how they fall apart. Just gone as they encounter that hot air upstairs. Okay, temperatures this morning. Look at those lows. 77 in Middletown for the low. Same thing in Lebanon. Same thing in Harrison. 74 at CVG, Lunken, Batavia. I mean, it was just steamy, steamy, steamy this morning. Preliminary high temperatures have CVG at 90. Now, the numbers are updated as of 8 p.m. and because that's midnight universal time. On standard time, instead of daylight time, it's 7 p.m. and they would be updated by now, but they won't be updated until 8 p.m. And so it might be a degree or two warmer in some of those spots, but you can see some 80s in there, but mostly low 90s around the tri-state. And with that humidity, most areas had heat index values for at least a little while at or above 100. As a matter of fact, at one point, the heat index at the Lebanon airport rose to about 119, maybe 120 degrees. And we're looking at, so we've been telling everybody it's a microclimate there, and it's surrounded by, agricultural fields. So Brad Mousehart and I took a look at aerial photographs, not only of the Lebanon airport, but of the Batesville airport, of Middletown's Hook Field, of Hamilton, the Butler County Regional Airport in Hamilton, and the airport down in Madison, Indiana. Okay, well, there's several things going on here. Lunken Airport, Butler County Regional Airport, Middletown's Hook Field, all in river valleys, okay? So they typically have more moisture because the water table is higher, and so there can be more evaporation out of the soil. And so this is the Little Miami River Valley at the Ohio River. These are both the Great Miami River Valley. Okay, Lebanon surrounded by crops, Batesville surrounded by crops. Now, Middletown is really close to the Great Miami River, so and there's a lot of vegetation and low spots there. Hamilton's a little bit further away from the Great Miami River, but it's the same thing. It's a fairly low spot, and it gets its higher humidity from the Great Miami. Madison is close to the Ohio River. As a matter of fact, the aerial photograph you can see on Wikipedia, you can see the Ohio River there. But when you take a look at close up, you can see there's a lot of crops and vegetation around that also. And so that's where all these microclimates come from. And that's one thing about the heat index. It's a microclimate thing. I mean, even though you have hot and humid air around the tri-state, those individual little influences around each airport add up to completely different heat index values. Okay, so here are the heat index values now. Batesville still at 101. Lebanon just got some rain, so they haven't quite recovered yet. Portsmouth at 102, and everybody else is low. Now notice, Richmond at 78, they got some rains along with Springbo and Wilmington. So overall, wherever the temperatures dropped, it'll recover a little bit, and it is just going to be steamy, steamy, steamy. Okay. Here's what the model says. Starting at 8 p.m., it's got some showers lingering in the northeast, and then watch what happens overnight. No new rain coming our way, so I think your Saturday starts off dry but steamy out there. As we head through the day, around noontime, we see some showers begin to pop up, a few more hit-and-miss light showers pop up, really brief ones. As we head on into the later afternoon, still not much going on, maybe a few claps of thunder out there, but overall it'll be repeated also like that on Sunday. Now here's a look from a different kind of model. And you can see there it is Saturday. Now, I want to caution you, this model is a global model, so that does the entire Earth. And if you wanted to make it a higher resolution model like the one we just saw, it would take way too many calculations. So instead of this is not showing an area of steady rain. This is showing the area where scattered showers are likely, okay? So in most cases, these would be just like the other model we just saw. Don't think of this as being widespread rainfall. It's just pop-up showers and thunderstorms here and there, okay? And look at the heat index, only 96, the temperature only 89. As we head through Sunday, the heat index makes it to 95. Pop-up showers again are possible around the tri-state. Mondays, pop-up showers again possible. Heat index values in the 90s. Head into Tuesday, the heat index back up into the 100s because of the lack of rain and cloud cover. Back into the 100s. You saw it hit 102 there for a while Wednesday, and then on Thursday, 93 with that front coming our way. That front pushes through the tri-state, and look at the dew point temperature. It dropped into the 50s, then 61 by 2 p.m. on Sunday. So we've got relief on the way in the tri-state. Okay, sunset today at 8:56. Right now it's 88 degrees. We're looking at 78 by 11 p.m. Now this particular model was showing some shower and thunderstorm activity, and that's one of the functions of the TV weatherman or the meteorologist. The model says shower activity. If you put an icon on this graphic like this, it shows showers because somewhere in our viewing area there are a few showers out there, okay? But it's our job to clarify that, and I just clarified it earlier with radar. You saw that there might be some more showers coming in from the west. They should stay in our far northern counties, and for the next several hours the weather looks like it is going to stay dry around the tri-state. So overall, just a chance of a shower up north. Everybody else stays dry but sticky in the area without any other showers likely to pop up around the region. Then overnight, very humid once again. Temperatures drop into the low and mid 70s. We might see a few scattered showers and thunderstorms begin to pop up tomorrow. Tomorrow the sun sets at 8:56. Normal high is 86. We're back up to 91. The normal low is 66, and we've got a low of about 72 or 3 in the forecast. Okay, now this is what we've been talking about for a while. Is that cooler air going to reach us? Now this is the 6 to 10 day outlook. Goes through the 4th of August. That's next Monday, not this coming Monday, but the following Monday. And you can see we were watching it when it was just a little bit up here, and then it moved in. Now between the 31st and the 4th of August, they've got cooler than normal conditions, and along with cooler than normal conditions, because it's coming out of Canada, is lower humidity. So not only is it going to be cooler, it's going to be less humid, much more comfortable, some weather we're actually going to like. All right, so large area from the Rocky Mountains to the East Coast, South Tennessee, north through the Great Lakes, this large area, cooler than normal, and that includes the Fox 19 Now viewing area right there. And here it is full screen. Okay, so what happens in the second half of their forecast? Well, okay, now we've got a little problem here. For some reason, every once in a while, one of these 8 to 14 day outlooks comes through with a band colored like this. It's actually supposed to be blue still. Okay, so all this is still cooler than normal. I don't know why it does that, but every once in a while we get one where the color changes, and I have to go in and manually do it, but I didn't see these beforehand. So we're looking at cooler than normal weather all the way down into southern Kentucky, and that includes the Fox 19 Now viewing area. That's through the 8th of August. Today's Friday, so the weeks 3 and 4 outlook has come out, and here's what that looks like. It takes us, like the last one, back up to above normal. Not extremely hot, but back up to above normal in the Fox 19 Now viewing area as we head to the 20th of August. Okay, so looking at that, we do not have a heat wave on the way, an extended heat wave. We've been in a heat wave kind of right now, but the weather breaks. It goes back to a little bit above normal, but we don't have anything excruciatingly hot coming our way according to this. Rainfall-wise, it's got us at about normal from the 2nd to the 8th of August. From the 7th to the 20th in the 3 to 4 week outlook, it's got us near normal, and we missed a graphic on there, so give me a second. For some reason, the 6 to 10 day didn't come up, and that's probably a Steve problem, and it certainly is. So let's go back and look at the 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook. Okay, that's 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook. I just forgot to click on, and let's see. It is there now. Okay, so if you look at the 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook, it's got us in that gray shade, so near normal. So through the 4th of August, near normal precipitation, a little drier up north in northern Indiana, northern Ohio, a little bit wetter to the south. That will be across central and southern Kentucky. So then we go to the next one, puts us at normal, and the 3 to 4 week outlook puts us again near normal. And so all this is saying that even though it's hot and humid now, once we break this pattern, once that big hot dome is off into the southwestern United States, what we're going to see is we're going to see a week or so of slightly below normal temperatures, about normal precipitation, and then slowly warm up to a bit above normal. So no big heat wave coming our way like last year, and no big droughts so far. Still a lot of time to go. We could have that drought all the way on into November, but Right now, nothing like that is showing up. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at your 7-day forecast. Okay, so the little numbers there above the high temperatures are the heat index values. The reds play tomorrow. There'll be some scattered showers and thunderstorms around the area. In fact, those scattered showers and thunderstorms probably will be like today. Probably not an issue for the Reds game. As a matter of fact, you know, it's going to be warm and sticky just like today, but the heat index not at 100. Sunday, a low of 75, a high of 90 or 89 with scattered showers and thunderstorms. Monday, 92, the heat index back up to 99. That means some spots will hit 100. 102 and 102 for the heat index Tuesday and Wednesday. And then that cooler air, as the jet stream begins to shift its direction of flow, the cooler air, less humid air, is going to be guided into the tri-state from Canada, and that'll bring us highs of 85 Thursday, with rain and storms indicated there because that's with the front, and that's a day that may have some severe weather. Too early to tell now, but we'll have to keep an eye on Thursday with that front for some severe storms, and then clearing and comfortable by the time we get to Friday. Okay, now we go to beyond the 7-day forecast, and it looks pretty good too. Normal high is still about 86. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days cooler than normal on the high side, and 2 days right at normal. So basically we are talking about some pretty good weather, and we do have the chance. Notice each of those days I've changed from dry to a chance of a shower. Looks like a few pop-up showers, but no real big significant precipitation events coming our way through that 7-day stretch. And so with lower humidity, with temperatures about normal, should be pretty nice around the tri-state. Here's what those temperature trends look like. 90s up until we get into Wednesday of next week. 89 the one day on Sunday though, and then dropping below normal. Lows drop below normal during the day for Saturday morning, and then stay near normal or a little bit above normal for the rest of that 14-day stretch. So overall, we are talking about some pretty good weather on the way. It's still going to be hot and steamy. If you can hang on till the end of next week, we've got relief on the way, and that's a nice thing to see. And, you know, that's kind of an interesting little thing, because when I first started doing TV weather, I started in the background at Channel 5 back in '77, and in '78 I was put on the air for the first time, and I've been on the air since 1978 here in the tri-state. And when I first started in the late '70s, to do something like this would be impossible. If you did that, you'd just be a liar. Okay, nobody could go out that far. You could just guess. Sometimes people said, oh, this weather pattern is typically followed by this weather pattern. Well, those climate analogs don't work very well. So now we actually have model data which uses the real physics of the atmosphere, how the atmosphere actually works, and we can go out this far. In other words, now there's probably a margin of error of 4 or 5 degrees on this, but by the time we get out there, and we can update it each and every day. And so to me, the whole idea with doing something this big is so that there's no surprise. So we go through the hot weather, we have the cold front come through, which means probably some storms. That's what we can expect. And then this particular day, it might have a high of 85 instead of 83, or it might be 80 instead of 80. But we're in the ballpark, and we're giving you an idea of what's coming up so there are no surprises. And that's the whole idea. Okay, let me go over to Facebook quickly here. Let's see. All right, there we go. Do have some comments. Carol Hudson says, thanks for keeping us updated. Carol, you're very welcome. Melvin Jones, do the rain dance. Melvin, unless Steve's had a few too many beers, Steve doesn't dance because I'm no good at it. So we do need rain, though. That's true. Okay. Okay, Stan, have a good weekend. Brenda Gladstone, thank you, Brenda. Yeah, and Melvin Jones says, we need it in Amelia, Steve. Yeah, I live in Madisonville, so really only a few miles away from Amelia, and we really need the rain too. And so I watered up. I've got to water to the front yard tomorrow. I watered a bunch of other stuff the past 2 days, and so I'm going back to watering. Even though there's a chance of rain, it still it doesn't hurt to get a little bit of extra. All right, well, those are all the comments. It's a Friday evening. Oh, wait, there's some more here. Sorry about that. Okay, Susan Wallace says, out mowing in the field. Well, that's kind of hot to do that, Susan. You're tougher than I am. Pinky says hello. Sarah DeWitt says thank you, and you're welcome, Sarah. Everybody, have a good weekend. Try to stay cool, and remember, you can beat the hot weather if you're out. If you have to go out and about and do some work outside, take plenty of breaks. Make sure you hydrate, so keep your fluid levels high. Make sure those fluids are not just water, but they have some electrolytes in them. And remember, the most important electrolytes are chloride, sodium, and potassium on the short term. There are other electrolytes, but they really come into play more in the long term. So some of the best sources of sodium and chloride is anything with salt, because sodium chloride is salt, and your body will break that down into the electrolytes it needs. And potassium, a great source of potassium is orange juice. Another good one is bananas. Peanut butter is a good source of potassium. And so anything with potatoes. Okay, so I like to tell people if you just drink water, eat some potato chips. They've got the potatoes and the potassium. They've got the salt and the sodium and chloride, and that should do you. If you only worry about sodium, chloride, and potassium, along with keeping hydrated and keeping your blood sugar up, so keeping enough calories going so you can burn it, you should be okay. The other, like phosphorus, calcium and all that, that can be taken care of and for the long term. But the stuff that really affects you in the short term, sodium, chloride, and potassium, to help your muscles stop from cramping, to help your heart rate be regulated, and you should be okay. So stay safe, stay cool, have a good weekend. I'll be back here on Monday at 7:15.